2 hours of power, man. Just get me started right here, right now. So, the Pat McDonough Show. Stay here. Don't touch that dial. Don't touch that dial. What's going on? What the fuck? There you go, you cocksucker. Yeah! 2 hours of power once again, folks. 2 hours of power coming up. With the Pat McDonough Show, bada boom, bada boom. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. You're gonna die. You're gonna die.
When you feel overwhelmed with anyone's behavior and you're in need of help, join Mental Health America Morning Edition on WCBM Sunday 9 a.m. Problems are not always black and white. Sometimes there are gray areas where discipline, frustration, and tension can meet, and that's a place where serious consequences can occur. Topics that will take your well-being into consideration.
Look out now, bro.
Tune in or stream Mental Health America Morning Edition Sundays 9 a.m. on Talk Radio 680 WCBM or WCBM.com.
Broadcasting live from the WCBM Safe Retirement Solutions studios. Call Rod Baroy at 410-266-1120 or on the web at saferetirementsolutions.com.
The views and opinions you hear on Talk Radio 680 WCBM and WCBM.com are not necessarily those of the owners, management, employers, and advertisers of WCBM. But they should be.
The Pat McDonough Show is brought to you by Super Citizen Radio. Baltimore is listening to Talk Radio 680 WCBM. It's time now for Super Citizen Radio. Here's your hosts, Pat and Valerie McDonough.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the program. And our special guest tonight is Sophia Montgomery, Baltimore County businesswoman. And she was over in Washington today, and we're going to talk with her in just a minute and let her get us the feeling and the spirit and what was going on and what people were talking about. And Valerie's playing with her phone. Will you participate in the show this evening, you believe?
I think I will. Are you going to be nice to me?
Is anything different with those with the new things? I just caught them, and I'm used to the end
Don't
again.
forget Pastor David Lewis
And I was
will be
like,
on tonight,
whoa!
too.
Oh, it's over, yeah.
And I waited a couple.
Is that right?
Yeah,
because I
thought I'd let you know.
But now,
Yeah,
is
I'm
that the thing always like that?
It's over.
She's on every
Okay, then I'll
week.
I'll
Yeah,
make it
but I
right
can
after.
put you
They always
announce
like they do
my
a weird kind of way.
sister,
Yeah.
so I thought I'd announce
Yeah.
Pastor
I'll
Lewis.
run the whole 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
And then it's over.
Okay. I just never five. Yeah, that's weird.
But yeah, you'll occasionally find
Oh, wait.
yourself going.
That's my fans
I
calling.
just.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, it's only.
Okay, well, that's all right.
Okay.
Anyway, all right,
All right,
so we're
man.
going to talk
Have a
with
good one.
Sophia in just a minute. We're also going to be talking about Time's Person of the Year. Now, that's been around forever. I don't know how long Time Magazine's going to be around since nobody reads it anymore. But, of course, Adolf Hitler, I think, was Person of the Year at least once.
Yes, he was.
And the idea behind Person of the Year, to be fair about it, is not that somebody did something good. It's that somebody did something that had a tremendous impact, which for me, why they would pick the current Persons of the Year is really stupid, but it tells us a lot about what's going on with the media world. And also, at the same time, there were so many others, and it's a worldwide position, Person of the Year. There were so many others that were doing so much more, that's more significant and impactful upon the world than the two knuckleheads that they picked, right? But it shows, it reveals, it's a tell, it's a big tell about the media and what they are all about. So we'll take a look at the Person of the Year, and also the new mayor, Mayor Scott, which I've been following Scott for quite a while, and he's definitely somewhat of a wacko lefty, and he's also he's a person who knows all the answers but doesn't know the questions, which makes him very dangerous. And he did some very dangerous stuff. His first day in office makes no sense at all, and I'm fearful, I tell you, of where Scott's going to take what's left of Baltimore City, And one of the reasons is that all of us county residents, whatever happens to Baltimore City affects Baltimore County, and we know that. So we'll take a look at that this evening. And also Hunter Biden, what that is all about. And Bill Barr, I thought Bill Barr was a hero. I'm starting to wonder about Bill Barr.
He's a
Is
hero.
this another
Hero.
Jeff Sessions?
Hero.
You know? What is
Hero.
this all about? We're going to talk about that. And of course, our great president is going to run again. So we're going to have 12 years of Trump. Instead of just 8, we'll have 12 years of Trump. Plus, there will be a slight interim where the American people will be exposed to how really bad the radical left mob is for America, which will make him even stronger. But he'll be strong during that 4 years, too. Because this is not about Republicans and Democrats. It's about saving America. And it's also about the fact that this is a movement. And it's a movement that picked up, at least we know, 11 million new people, plus the ones that they stole. Might have picked up 20 million new people. So we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about the growing, and I mean growing, Hogan scandal. And you're going to be hearing it here, but the fact of the matter is that after the new year, and as we go into next year,
After
we're
into
going to
the
be hearing
fin.
a lot more about it because the Democrats are not attacking right now. They're keeping their powder dry,
Hey,
so
Mark.
to speak, right? But whatever I'm telling
Would you
you,
like to talk about
they
it?
already know all this.
They're already starting to attack
They're
Hogan.
starting,
They're
yeah.
starting to attack Hogan right now.
Okay, Mark,
Yeah,
It's
stand
gonna
by.
get worse.
They are. So anyway, that's some of the stuff. You can give us a call at 410-922-6680. That's 410-922-6680. The toll-free long-distance number, if you're on the Eastern Shore or Carroll County or some other locations, is 410. No, it's not. It's not. I'm sorry. It's 1-800. 1-800-410-922-6680. So, Sophia, let's start out with you. You were over in Washington today, this afternoon, and what was it all about?
Yeah.
What was your personal experience?
Well, this was the second time that I've been in. I've been to Washington D.C. twice in the last 6 weeks. I haven't been down to downtown Baltimore twice in the last 2 years. So that gives you an idea of the comfort level between Baltimore City and Washington D.C. It was a beautiful day. Tens of thousands. I'm sure it was close. Had to have been close to 1 million people.
And you didn't see any rioting.
No, and let me tell you, you know why? Because Proud Boys were out in force. God love them. There was no problem that I could see, and we all felt very secure. It was a good crowd.
WCBM, the
Mike
Panic
Flynn
Donor Show.
was
Ron
there.
Sauer speaking. Who's calling tonight,
I was about 20
Hey,
feet away.
a free
Hey,
one.
Bob.
A free Mike Flynn, yes indeed. And I was about 20 feet away from him, but the crowds were so tight I couldn't see him. But he was gracious
And would
and
you like to
grateful.
talk to Pat
And
tonight?
he definitely made it known that we need to fight. Because this is just the beginning. This is not over.
Oh, yeah, no
So
question.
got it.
Dave,
Hold on, Bob.
you and I both met. We met
One.
President, Vice
Yeah.
President Pence.
I'm looking for a
Same
secret
thing.
camera in here. I don't know.
Gracious.
Yes.
Just
You're right.
like President Trump is, and that's what the liberal media
Yeah.
doesn't want you to
Very
do. So they're going to
consistent
try to,
and,
right,
you know,
de-
he's
well,
up
they've
there and
already
he loves the
demonized Mr. Flynn.
Well, they demonized
Yeah,
Flynn,
and
they
go Ravens.
demonized the system, they
That's right.
demonized the president, they
All right,
demonized
Bob, stand
us.
by.
They
Yes.
want to come after us. I mean, some of Obama's former people that worked for him want to put together a deplorables list. And the vice president-elect, so to speak, Kamala, said that we should be boycotting any activity to the Trump campaign. So for them, it's all vengeance and payback because they don't only hate the president, they hate us.
They hate
and
us.
they hate America that we believe in.
Right.
That's what they hate. So that is great, and it's keeping up, and it's working. I think it's working its magic. So I guess that kind of leads in. Now, we have not heard the latest news, so we don't know if the radical left, hate America, destroy America mob like Antifa and some of the Black Lives Matter people were out there later when some of the people wanted to stay around and maybe some of our security was not available. We don't know if anybody's
We'll
been
find out
attacked.
on the 11 o'clock news, I guess.
Yeah, and they'll blame the Trump people
But,
for the
yeah, but
problem.
everybody has to remember, most of the Trump people were leaving earlier, weren't they? Because
yes.
of the, yes. So any trouble that starts after a certain hour, we know where it's coming from.
Right. And it was a real thrill to have Mr. Trump in, what is it, Marine 1 and Marine 2.
Yeah.
He flew low and real slow around the crowd. And I tell you, we went nuts.
I'll bet he was waving.
Oh, I have no doubt, but it was very emotional, and it was just, I hate this word, but I'm going to use it. It was awesome.
Well, that is great. And also, Trump today visited the Army-Navy game and got a standing
He sure
ovation
did.
from the Army and the Navy. And they were enthusiastic young people. So this is all good news, and we've talked about this in the past couple of shows, and we'll continue to talk about it. The president, if they successfully steal the election, I think the president will have time for the next 4 years between his re-election
WCBM,
and
the
his
Panic
real
Thunder Show, Ron
re-election
Savage speaking. Who's
to
calling
do a
tonight, please?
serious investigation. You see,
Why?
the problem, I've said this before, the problem with these investigations about election corruption and fraud is that many times they are placed under
election.
deadlines. They have to be completed in 60 days. And the law and the courts,
Yeah,
especially
and the
under these
Baltimore
conditions
City
with
mayor.
the virus, do not move that quickly. And
Mayor
most of the
Baltimore.
time they have to go through state courts, which are corrupt
What would you
politicians.
like?
The judges are corrupt politicians. They're all appointed
Absolutely.
by Democrat corrupt governors. So what he needs to do, Trump should run and must
Yeah.
run for re-election and start early
Yeah, I know that.
for 3 reasons, and I've said this before. The first reason is
Yeah.
we are not a
Yeah, I try to keep my
political
distance
party.
from
We
you.
are a movement in America.
My distance
America
from you.
is at war. This is why we created
Because of
Super
the
Citizens.
situation.
We want people to understand this. We want this to become basic knowledge, not something that the
Well,
three
yeah,
of us
I'm
and
there
others
for that,
know.
but, you
I
gotta
want
watch
the
it, 'cause
average
I know.
American
I-
citizen to realize there are 3 commandments why Super
Hey,
Citizen
listen, I got other callers,
exists,
man. What do you want
and
to talk
why
about?
every organization like Super
The mayor, hold on,
Citizen,
let me get
what's it called, the Poor Boys?
Yeah, Proud Boys.
The
All
Proud
right, brother,
Boys.
take it easy.
Why these organizations must exist. The first commandment is that we are at war in America.
All right, brother.
We
Hold
are
on.
at serious war. And it is not a civil war. It is not a
Jesus
basic
Christ.
disagreement of philosophy. It
Too
is
much,
a
man,
war
too
of
much.
conquest. The radical mob is a destroy America mob. And it's the media, it's the leadership of the Democrat Party, it's higher education. I could go on and on. Everybody knows what it is. And the other part is us. We are the Save America patriots. You got to do things, you got to describe things to people in simple terms. And it's got to be in black and white. We no longer can discuss what's happening in this country in gray terms.
1 minute.
It's black and white. So people need to understand the first commandment. That's what it's all about. And this is a war of conquest of America. And the second commandment we need to really understand, this is very serious, is that we are losing the war. And the reason we're losing the war, Trump was an intervention, a God-sent intervention that woke us up a lot and brought us together as a movement. But the reason we're losing the war is because we are not organized.
I'm putting some Christmas songs on
And we
today.
do not
How's
have
that?
media to tell us the truth. So the opposition is winning the war because of the big lie. They're operating totally at all times under the big lie, just like Adolf Hitler. And Hitler said, tell the lie, make it as big as possible, and tell it continuously, because then it will become the truth. So all this stuff about Trump, that's what it is. It's all a lie. And about us, it's a lie. And about America, Black Lives Matter, it's all a lie. So, and the third and final problem is that we are taking a knife to a gunfight. And I don't know anybody anywhere who's ever won a fight. It's a gunfight with a knife. And we need to become a tank to win this. And the way we become a tank is we get organized, we fight back, we get media to do our kind of media out there, and people need to understand what it's all about. Those are the 3 commandments. That's what it's all about. And if people don't wake up and understand that, we're going to lose this fight. We're going to lose it, and the consequences. So, before we take a break, last night I spoke to the women's
The
Republican
mayor-
women of Baltimore County.
A great
Which
organization.
you and I are members of.
Yes, we are.
And I'm a member.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
You're an honorary
Okay.
member,
No,
not a woman.
I'm an associate.
Associate,
You
yeah.
got it.
So
Okay,
she-
Mark, what you want?
And I said two things that I'm going to be saying from now on in my remarks that I think are important. And I didn't say it to ingratiate myself. I said it because I believe it. In this past election, we won a lot more
Hello?
seats in Congress,
You there?
and most of them were women. There were 14
Mark?
women elected. in
Okay,
Congress.
hold on, please.
And if you read their backgrounds, a lot of them, their parents were from Cuba or the Ukraine or
There's two Marks, man.
communist, oppressive countries.
I don't know if
And
it's the
these
same one or
women
what.
are smart and aggressive, and they won
This
these
is
elections.
freaking weird, man.
And also, what people don't realize is these women won, Republican women won elections all over the country in the state legislature. So I believe that there is an emerging, it's kind of
Yeah,
interesting because the big lying media tries to tell us that women hate Trump. But all across America in winning elections, it is women that are winning these
Oh, yes.
elections.
Mm-hmm.
And they're pro-Trump.
Mm-hmm.
And basically what's happening is they're winning. And I said in my remarks last night, I said, women are going to build and create America's party, which is the Republican Party in America. They're going to make this party powerful. The second thing is women will save this country. And the reason I say that is because women are mothers and they are grandmothers. And it is no way they will abandon their children and grandchildren to a future of socialism and dictatorship. They're not going to do it. I don't care what they are, Democrats or... So the women are important, and they want a big victory. We'll be right back. I'm Pat McDonough, along with Valerie McDonough and Sophia Montgomery. Wow, this is one of the best crab cakes in town. That's what you will say after having a great crab cake at the Krabby Greek. The Krabby Greek is open Monday through
I
Friday
told you.
from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. and on Saturdays from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. And here's where it really gets great. The Krabby Greek caters 7 days a week. Just call 410-494-9144 for your catering needs. There is also a full menu available from the Greek-style octopus to that great crab cake we talked about. Plus, there is live entertainment. You can enjoy authentic Greek music in the comfortable outdoor dining room. For more information, call 410-494-9144. Once again, the number is 410.
All right, listen up, man. You want to have some good produce? I'll tell you where to go. Brother Freddie Herman, first of all. Hey, brother Freddie Herman! Anyway, you need to go to Ben's Produce. Ben's Produce is right here, okay? Call Benny Produce. Call Benny Produce. Yeah, all right, sorry, boss. Call Benny Sedano, man, at 410-799-1833, 799-1833, 410-799-1833. Call Benny Sedano. You're going to have the best produce, inspected produce, right off the docks. It don't leave the docks unless it's 100%. Why? Because they treat you like family. Ben's Produce. That's who you call. Tell you else you call. Times are tough. Everything's closing down. But look, they got breakfast, they got lunch and everything. And you could look. Go to Johnny D's. Okay, Johnny D's Lounge right there on 1705 Moose Sky Road in Parkville, Maryland. Dial 410-665-7000. 410-665-7000. Johnny D's has local specials every day. That shrimp salad is the best in town. You gotta try it. It's the best in town. Johnny D's, 1705 on Moose Sky Road. Come on. 410-665-7000. 410-665-7000. Forget about it. Go to Johnny D's. All right, baby. Going right along here. Coming to the new year now, and we're right on time. Why? What was the nicest present you can give your mom or dad? A new toilet, man. Look, Vince's Tile Works right here. Vince's Tile Works, Vince Palmer, the owner and operator. Go to Facebook and see his work. Every part of his work is on Facebook, okay? You see all the great work that he does and everything that he does. Vince's Tile Works. Vince Palmer is the owner and the operator. He owns it. He's the boss. So go and check him out, okay? Vince's Tile Works. Go and see his work.
the GI Bill is available to those who qualify. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
First they said, where's the evidence of fraud? Now they want to know where's the evidence of massive fraud.
Unfiltered.
There's a filing that was just made in Pennsylvania.
I knew about all this.
With sworn affidavits about systemic fraud.
Unfreaking believable.
You think you're going to find an email that says, hey, Frank, here's 200,000 empty ballots. Vote them all for Biden.
Mark Levine.
Wow, look what we found, ladies and gentlemen. What kind of fantasy land is this?
Don't miss the great one. Weeknights at 10 on Talk Radio 680 WCBM.
And now back to Super Citizen Radio on Talk Radio 680 WCBM and worldwide at WCBM.com.
Welcome back. Now, the other thing I was talking about with my remarks last night, and I was talking
That was a
about
good song,
women.
too.
It was a woman's club, and I wasn't doing that to ingratiate myself. I truly believe this, and I think the results of the election made it clear. But the other thing I said at the conclusion of my remarks, I made the following statement, and I want this to go out because I think this is a very important message, and I hope all of our elected officials and all of our speakers and all of our patriots that make remarks or even send stuff out on Facebook and everything like that. I said at the conclusion of my remarks, I said, we always say, God bless America, which is a good thing because we want God to bless America. But I said last night, what I'm going to say every time is God save America. And our president should say, not this goofball that's fake president, but Trump should say that. All of our political people should always now say, God save America. We've got to get that message out there because that's an important message. Now, we were also talking, Sophia, about women. Now, next Saturday, Super Citizen has a great event at the same location, which is a great location, the Columbus Gardens in Perry Hall. Okay? Now, it's a very big building. So we can have a big crowd and still comply with the COVID rules because you can put 300 people in there. I mean, I had a good crowd last night, but the tables were all spread out and people wore masks and everybody paid attention and did the right thing. So we are expecting a big crowd next Saturday, and it's a breakfast from 9 till 12, which I'm surprised at the breakfast, Valerie. You know, it's like a pretty good breakfast with their serving.
It has eggs, it has sausage, it has
ham, chipped
waffles,
beef, waffles.
I like chipped beef. I haven't had that in a long
lobster.
time. No lobster.
No lobster.
But if you want, I'll bring some.
So it's a pretty big breakfast, but that's always an attraction. If you're going to go to a breakfast, you want to have a breakfast. Right? But here's the important part about the event. 3 things are going to happen at this event that I think, in my opinion, are very exciting. Getting back to the women, 2 of the women that are going to be speaking, one of them is Danielle Hornberger. Danielle Hornberger just won the highest elected position in one of the fast-growing counties of Maryland, Cecil County. She is now the Cecil County executive.
Oh.
Smart young woman, a good friend of ours. She's been on the show.
And she's also been on our television
She's been
show.
on our television show.
And her husband's in the House of Delegates.
Yeah, Kevin
Yes.
Kevin Hornberger. But she is a Trumper 100%.
In fact,
And let me tell you, she's a twofer. You know why she's a twofer?
Why?
Because she knocked off a rhino. She knocked off a Republican rhino. So we got rid of a guy who was a problem, and we put in her a young woman, who's going to do the right thing. So she will be there to inspire people. And then this one, I love this one. And you're going to tell us a little story you just told me in a minute about the woman who was from another country. But listen to this. Jordana Cifarelli, okay? Jordana, I think, has been in this country for 25 or 30, I'm not sure. She's an immigrant from the Balkans. Remember the Balkans wars in Serbia with Clinton, during the 90s? Well, she was over there in the 90s, and her husband was an American Army Ranger, and he met her over there when he was stationed in the Balkans War, and he brought her to America. He married her and brought her to America. She is now an attorney. She is an economist. She is an instructor at the Naval Academy, and I believe she has 3 young sons, and they were being educated on the Eastern Shore in a rural conservative county, Queen Anne's, and Black Lives Matter took over. And they were brainwashing these kids, and she said, enough is enough. I came from a country, she had that attitude, see? I came from a country where I saw this nonsense, and I'm not going to take it. And she started a rebellion with the Maryland Patriots, and she not only helped to get rid of this Black Lives Matter nonsense, which we should have in Baltimore County, where they're taking over the school board, even though we're supposed to have some conservatives on the school board who don't seem to be doing a very good job, I might add. They all try to keep everything quiet so that the conservatives in Baltimore County aren't aware of what's going on with that school board. But Jordana, not only that, she organized the campaign and got a new school board elected.
And that's a wonderful thing. I mean, that was hard to do in that county.
Well, guess what?
She had a lot of resistance.
Let me tell you how hard it was to do. They were write-in candidates. They weren't on the ballot. She got a group of write-in candidates elected where people had to write the name. Now, that's a heck of a thing. And she's been attacked. Her law firm has been attacked. They filed complaints against her. The mob on the left have called her a racist and everything else.
They took her business off of Facebook. They took anything connected to her has been banned from Facebook. That's how bad it's gotten.
But it didn't stop her.
Didn't stop her.
Now those two heroes, they are examples of super citizen. Okay, that's what a super citizen, and that is in the bloodstream of every American, in my opinion, and we just got to bring it out. So they will be there next Saturday. So if you are still interested, I think there's
there's a few tickets left.
If you're interested in meeting these two women and finding out about super citizen, you can what?
Call us at 410.
That's the quickest way, right?
Sure. 410-238-0025. And I'm going to give that number again. 410-238-0025.
Okay. Yeah, and so you can come. And also we're going to be talking about something that's going to be a big project for the whole country eventually, I hope. But this is amazing. I want you to think about this. We have
Groundhog's Day.
Groundhog Day. We have Restaurant Week, although there are no restaurants anymore.
No.
We have Black History Month, I think it is, right?
We even have Donut Day. Believe it or not, Donut Day.
Right. We have all of that, but guess what we don't have in America? And what is the most important product that America sells? Freedom. Freedom is our lifeblood in this country. Without freedom, there is no America. We don't have Freedom Day. So we need to begin to become aware, not take it for granted like oxygen. We need to become aware that their freedom is what we're fighting. That's what Super Citizen's all about. That's what President Trump is all about. That's what these two young women are all about. Freedom must be celebrated. It must be embraced. So we are trying to establish Freedom Day on the second Saturday of every January.
January.
I'm sorry, what is it? June.
June.
Why do I get those two confused?
Because it starts with a J.
I'm in a January state of mind.
So we're waiting for the new year to come, so we're waiting for January 20th to come, so we can take our masks off.
So anyway, this is going to be on June the 12th. It's a Saturday. Okay. We're setting it up. We're getting it all set up and everything. And we're looking to get in a big national speaker and some of our local people. We're trying to get it passed in Maryland to start with, Freedom Day, trying to get a proclamation or something like that. And nationally, we're trying to get Freedom Day established. It's not a holiday where you take off. It's a holiday celebrating. That's why it's on Saturday every year. So we're working on it. This is going to be a big deal. We're going to be talking to you about it. We're doing a Freedom Day and Freedom Yearbook for 2021. It's going to be, and we're doing a 1-hour television special. Yes. We're going to be doing rallies all around. So we're starting right in January. We're not waiting. That's why I'm saying January. We're not waiting till June. So if you're interested in that, go to our website or call us at 410-238-0025.
Pat, can I give the phone number? I'll say it a little bit slower than you.
Sure.
All right, it's 410-238-0025. Again, the phone number is 410-238-0025.
And also our website is supercitizenusa.com, and you can go to the PayPal. Now there will be a GoFundMe site going up related to this other thing, so that'll be going up soon too. There's going to be a lot of activity. I'm very proud of this. I want to get this moving. I think a lot of people will want to participate in this, whether it's the business communities. And I mean, freedom comes in so many ways. There are the defenders of freedom, our military. There are our personal Second Amendment rights related to freedom. There's education. Our children are being oppressed both in college, university, and high school by the most child abuse system in the history of the country. They're being lied to. So they don't have freedom. And and we know some of our millennials that are in college that if they speak up as a conservative...
That was the pizza guy. Pizza came in.
Get bad marks. We've had 2 of them already tell us that out of the group.
Yeah. So anyway, Sophia, you were saying, which I think is a story that means a lot, that some women approached you when you all were at the demonstration and told you something.
Yes, we were at the train station, and we were waiting with several young ladies
Listen
who
there.
were from Ohio, and they came in to go to the rally, and they were from Russia. And on the Republican Women of Baltimore County website, we interviewed one of the ladies, the young ladies, and she was essentially mortified as to what Americans, not all, but obviously enough Americans are thinking that socialism could even be considered to be in the fabric of America. And she said, I came here and became an American citizen to get away from the Russian lifestyle or lack thereof. She says, Americans, you don't know what the heck you're talking about. You better stop this in your tracks right now, because if you get to a certain point, you're not going to be able to go back, and it'll be too late.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting that a lot of these young women who were elected to Congress were second generation, some were first generation Americans, that their parents came from oppressive countries. And in California, the Asian community opposed that big amendment that the liberals and the governor had put on about more racist, giving people special jobs and things like that, quotas. And the Asian community, along with that elderly black man who passed Proposition 9 or whatever it was years ago, they joined with him, and the big Asian community, these young Asians all throughout California, defeated the most liberal state besides Maryland, our twin sister out there, defeated this thing 53-47 in California. So that is a good sign that we're seeing. But anyway, we're going to come back and we're going to talk a little bit about some guy who doesn't believe in freedom at all. That is Mayor Scott, the dangerous new mayor of Baltimore City. We'll be right back.
Frontal system will blast through to finish out the weekend and bring the wet weather. It is warm out there tonight. Partly cloudy skies. We're headed back towards 50. Mid-40s is the average high for this time of year. Mostly sunny on Sunday. Going to warm it up to around 62 degrees. And then for our Sunday night, increasing clouds late. And then look for the rain to move in. And we've got the rain especially early for Monday. Afternoon high, low to mid-40s.
Somebody just
from the Weather Channel. Talk Radio 670 WCBM.
Hear the jingle.
I got a tail wagging. We're going to put a bellow on that tail.
Is your prostate waking you up more often than your alarm clock?
But since I got her that new collar and her new name
the more
tag,
likely you'll
she's
have
the
prostate
queen now.
problems, which can affect your everyday life. That's where Prostate Complete by Real Health comes in. Prostate Complete is the result of 20 years of experience as a leader in men's health. The powerful formula in Prostate Complete supports natural prostate function and reduced urinary urges for a better quality of life. Available at Walmart. Visit prostateoneperday.com for special offers. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
You know what's not healthy? Stressing about work. Or maybe you're out of work. Stop. Hit reset. You can start a new life as an IT pro in as little as 4 months from the comfort of your own home, even if you have zero computer experience. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Live online classes meet just twice a week. Financial aid, including the GI Bill, is available to those who qualify. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
If you're worried about your cholesterol, hear how others are taking charge with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula.
My doctor said my cholesterol was borderline, so I've been taking Garlic, and it works.
I take Garlic every day to help maintain healthy cholesterol. No garlic breath.
And Garlic is a world leader in garlic potency, so you know it works.
Take charge of your cholesterol with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Is your roof leaking? Do you have water spots on your walls or ceilings? Do you have leaks around your chimney or skylights? If so, then you may need to repair or replace your roof before the damage escalates. Call Wallace Roofing at 410-655-3700. Wallace Roofing, family owned and operated, is your full-service roofing company, specializing in steep and flat roofs, all types of metal roofs, gutters, downspouts, and skylights. They do residential and commercial roofs. Getting a roof repaired is something most homeowners dread. And when the roof does need repair, it's important to get not only the finest quality materials available, but a fair and reasonable price on installing those materials as well. So if your roof is showing signs of wear or other problems, call Wallace Roofing, 410-655-3700. 410-655-3700. Wallace Roofing does roof repair and replacement. Call Wallace Roofing today at 410-655-3700. Their MHIC number is 1566. Wallace Roofing. Above all, a good roof.
Listen every Sunday from 6:05 to 6:20 a.m. for a broadcast from the internationally known St. Jude Shrine in Baltimore. St. Jude is the patron saint of despair and hopeless cases. Join us in prayer every Sunday from 6:05 to 6:20 a.m. on WCBM.
Paid for by Bar Justice. Attention. Have you or a loved one been diagnosed with cancer after using Zantac or other heartburn medications for several months? Zantac may be linked to these cancers: bladder, colorectal, esophageal, intestinal, kidney, liver, ovarian, pancreatic, stomach, testicular, and uterine. If you or a loved one have been diagnosed with cancer after using Zantac or other heartburn medications for several months, call now. Never stop taking medication without first consulting a physician. Call right now for a free consultation. Call 800-379-9550. 800-379-9550.
Is your prostate waking you up more often than your alarm clock? The fact is, the older you get, the more likely you'll have prostate problems, which can affect your everyday life. That's where Prostate Complete by Real Health comes in. Prostate Complete is the result of 20 years of experience as a leader in men's health. The powerful formula in Prostate Complete supports natural prostate function and reduced urinary urges for a better quality of life. Available at Walmart. Visit prostateoneperday.com for special offers. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
You know what's not healthy? Stressing about work. Or maybe you're out of work. Stop. Hit reset. You can start a new life as an IT pro in as little as 4 months from the comfort of your own home. Even if you have zero computer experience.
He said he's got talking to this lawyer.
Yeah.
And I told him, the only thing I can help him with is if they wanted, he said he wanted from media or
Should be,
something.
yeah.
He said, send me the bullet points, and I'll fix it for you how you do it, and we'll send them out to the media.
They were trying to do something dirty to him. He made him get the liquor license. And they said, oh, guess what? Now he's a couple months late. He said, Bill's like, come on, we'll sit down. Come on, shop. We'll sit down and have a whole crap. He said, no. Well, now this is more. I owe you. Like that.
This is the landlord.
Yeah. Mean landlords with cancer.
He's like an Ebenezer
Zantac
Scrooge.
or other heartburn medications for several months. Call now. Never stop.
Yeah, she called. She's the one that was here.
Call right now for a free consultation.
So anyway,
Call 800-379-9550. 800-379-9550.
I think she's in a little bit of a tough position, but her mother's not the first person that had to go to a hotel.
Yeah.
And now back to Super Citizen Radio on Talk Radio 680 WCBM and worldwide at WCBM.com.
Okay, we are back, and we're going to change subject a little bit here. I talk about the new mayor of Baltimore City, who's really not new. I mean, he's 36 years old, but he's been in power in Baltimore City, I think, since he's been about 25 years old. So he's been around. I don't know if he's ever had a real job. I think he's always been in politics. He certainly doesn't know anything about jobs, that's for sure. He just killed thousands of jobs. Now, you shut down all these businesses, all of these businesses that are on the brink of going out of business, and you're talking about restaurants. How many young black men and women and how many young Hispanic men and women work in these businesses that are now out on the streets? What is it, like 50,000 kids that are now out on the streets unemployed?
Well, it's not only the restaurants, it's the food stores, the 7-Elevens.
Everything.
Distributors, food distributors.
There's a lot of people, people say, oh, it's only the restaurant industry. It's not only the restaurant industry, it's food stores, because one industry drives the other.
It's a whole chain.
It's a whole chain.
And there are a lot of, the last thing Baltimore City needs is to lose jobs, especially for young people.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you, we've been through downtown. You have to go down there for business sometimes. And it is a ghost town.
Yes.
If you go out tonight and you go to the Inner Harbor, you go to Harbor East, you go to Canton, you go to Fells Point, these are the driving forces on the weekends of economic activity in Baltimore City. They are dead. They're a ghost town. Not only are these places closed and dark, which is really a scary vision, okay? Optic, as people like to say. But my God, there's nobody on the streets.
I think it was either 3 or, I read this earlier this week, it was either 3 or 4 restaurants at Harbor East, which is relatively
I was just going to say.
have closed permanently.
Yes.
So you have places like that. You had Gia from Gia's restaurant.
She's fought it all along.
She's been fighting it all along, and they tried to comply. They tried to put up these outside
the bubbles and
and they spent all the thing that kills me is
They
they
spent
spent all this money, and now they're saying no, you're closed
And
down.
now he shut them down permanently.
Right.
And he never gave up. It's all about Johns Hopkins told him what to do. So Johns Hopkins didn't elect him mayor, okay?
It was the people.
The people, and another big mistake.
So what Brandon Scott should do is reimburse all those restaurants that bought all that equipment to go and open up and to comply with Baltimore City standards.
Right.
They should all go. He should take that money out of his campaign account and give it to the
Well,
and subsidize.
that would nowhere near any better than what's needed. It wouldn't even be close.
2 minutes.
But here's the point. 2 minutes, can't be 2 minutes.
No, I'm sorry.
Ron.
There's something else.
Anyway, so what the city needs is growth, hope, economic development. And this guy, first day in office, sent a message to the whole world.
Can't say
I'm
it,
shutting
FCC.
down Baltimore City. I'm darkening Baltimore City. Now, this is only a hint of what's to come from this guy, okay? He also made the famous statement last week, we can't arrest our way out of crime. Whenever I hear a politician tell me we can't arrest our way out of crime, I know we're in serious trouble. Now, at the same time, the state's attorney, the chief non-prosecutor in Baltimore City, Mosby, and now we have 2 Mosbys. It's not bad enough we have Scott. We have 2 Mosbys at one time. What a nightmare that is. So anyway, Maryland, the non-prosecutor, has hired a public defender. Now, public defenders are designed in government to protect and defend criminals. Not victims, but criminals. She is supposed to, under the Constitution, to protect victims and represent the state against criminals. She's hiring a public defender to find out which convicted criminals who are elderly or not feeling well can be released from prison. Now, this tells you we are going to get part of this. This is going to be a problem for us. These people, this guy Scott, and then Mosby's husband, and Mosby, in a position to criminal advocates. There's this unholy alliance between politicians in the city and criminals, not victims in public safety. So it's going to get worse, okay? But anyway, that's the new mayor. So let's take a couple of calls here from some of our folks who have been holding on and see what we can find out here. Here is Mark. Mark, good evening.
Yes, good evening. First, I want to wish you and all your listeners a happy Jewish holiday of Hanukkah. Tonight is the 3rd night of the 8-day festival that goes through next Friday, December 18th. Let me just tell you
How come you get 8 days and we only get 1?
Well, that's how our Jewish calendar goes. You know? For Hanukkah. Well, let me just tell you, and I'm very serious. Thursday late afternoon, I was downtown because I was going to a Hanukkah event, at the nearby Jewish Museum. But I stopped, the session was opening night, but I did stop by the Inner Harbor. and I looked around. I'll tell you who was there. There weren't that many shoppers or the only people who were there, I kid you not, some of them were homeless or drifters. They were either lying down on the grassy area near the visitor center.
Yeah.
That
Right.
was disgusting.
Yeah. What time was that? Mark, what time was that?
Oh, that was about 2:30 or 3 o'clock.
And you're going to be seeing more and more of that.
I couldn't believe my eyes.
Well, I do, and I'll tell you what, we're going to be seeing more of that. Now, Scott said that his innovative approach to fighting crime is to make sure every city agency participates. So those public work guys that wear those yellow jumpsuits, they're going to start arresting people.
Oh, I see. We already had, since Scott came into office in this past season, we already had 7 additional murders already, and he was talking about trying to fight crime. So I'm just telling you, this is horrible. Not only is there nothing going on down there, but it's all negative. The harbor used to be a nice harbor, according to the...
Doesn't exist anymore.
Mayor Schaefer, you know.
It was a worldwide, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I worked for Mayor Schaefer when he was beginning to put that together, and he's very proud of that project.
Oh, yeah,
It was a worldwide success. There were people that came from Copenhagen and other European cities to look at the Inner Harbor development. Wow. And now it's empty. Like Mark said, there's homeless people down there. That's all that's down there. What a disgrace. And you know, Scott has been in the city council for 10 years, and he's been chairman of the criminal committee. Boys, things have sure looked up since he's been in charge. It's very sad, very sad. Thank you, Mark. I will take a call from Claude in Dundalk. Claude, good evening.
Well, first of all, I'd like to wish you guys a Merry Christmas. I don't talk to you. And I would like to thank Mayor Scott for shutting down my friend's business to cut him back to capacity where he had to lay off his employees again. And
yeah, and he's right down the road. He's closed down. And what's the big restaurant down the street from him? The seafood restaurant? Jimmy's Seafood. And then right down the road from them, Squires is open because they're right over the line in the city.
And so I talked to Senator, what's his name, Sealing?
It's Senator Johnny Ray Sailing.
Sealing?
Right, yeah, Sailing.
Yeah, he was in Vinny's, and we were talking, and I said to him, why don't you do something, Senator? And he said, I'm going to tell you this, my friend. I'm a born-again Christian. He said, Pat McDonough knows me real well. He said, I'm a member of Calvary Baptist Church. And he said that the Democrats will not let him do his job.
Oh, no, of course not.
And it's sad. Because he said he would do
Not at all. Yeah, well, he doesn't represent the city. He represents the county, but regardless, they're in control. Claude, they control 90% of the general asylum.
And there's one person you can thank for that.
Governor Hogan.
Governor Hogan,
Yeah,
because
he didn't help,
he put his own little team together to take out good conservative Republicans,
Replace them with Democrats.
and replace them with Democrats. So we lost some Republican seats that were replaced by Democrats.
Yeah, that we needed, that we couldn't lose. So people like Johnny Ray Sailing, who works very hard on all these issues, you know, they're very limited on what they can do, although he tries. But
a friend of yours.
yes, he's a good friend. He's one of the best people I know today in the world of politics, to be honest with you.
So anyway, we were talking, and you know, the city of
Hey,
Baltimore
Pastor
has
Lewis,
all
how you
these
doing?
hotels downtown sewed up with homeless people living in.
Yes. Yeah, they say we don't do anything for the homeless. The homeless have as many rooms as they want. Because nobody else is coming to Baltimore to use the hotel rooms.
Now, where's that money coming from? Are we paying for that too?
Well, who do you think's paying
Well,
for
I
it?
just thought I'd ask. I just wanted to know.
So here's the thing with that, though, right?
You got to stop listening to your radio.
I'm already on. But
Well,
here's the thing. Here's the thing with that, Pat. With the homeless people living in these places here, I went out. You know, I go feed the homeless and stuff. Thanks to Vinny helping me out, right? So I go see these poor guys, and I say to them, "Listen, I can put you in a 5-star hotel right now. All you got to do is take a COVID test. Would you go?" You know what they told me? We'd rather live on the streets, man.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot more to it. It's more complicated. Someday somebody will tell the truth about what's going on there. It all started back in the late 70s when the liberal Democrats started this stuff about putting everybody on the streets where they were going to live as free people and take their medication and be recovered instead of taking them out of hospitals.
You got it. They should be in hospital.
I can't think of that word they used. It was a great word they used. Stephen Sachs, the former Attorney General of Maryland, who ran for governor, was the leader of that movement in Maryland and went all over the country, and now they're all out on the streets.
Right. They're at every corner, everywhere you go.
All right. Thank you very much, Sheriff Claude. And here is Bob. Let me get Bob in here. Bob, good evening.
Yes, good evening, and Merry Christmas to you, Val, and the young lady you have there with you.
Thank you.
I think she's Jewish, though.
I want to wish Jewish friends, especially Martha, festival, Hanukkah Day.
WCBM, the Pat McDonough Show. Ron Savage speaking. Who's calling, please?
This will be my 13th Christmas without my wife.
That's got to be tough.
I want to talk about this crime down in City Hall. Like you said, Dad, been down there for over 10 years. All of a sudden, less than 2 days after he's elected, he shuts down Baltimore. Shuts down these businesses and people lose their jobs and so forth. And I know I heard about Fleming's down there, and you know how to leave after 20 years. They went out of business. He says he only did when it wasn't on the spur of the moment, you know?
No, Johns Hopkins told him to do it.
Johns Hopkins told me, yeah. I also thought about this. You have 10 years, mister. What the hell have you done?
Nothing.
In the last 10 years about the situation about this poor business and murdering incorporated in Baltimore City. And you got a DA who took an oath to uphold the laws of the state and so forth. She cannot pick and choose who she wants to prosecute.
No, she's releasing them. The drug dealer, she doesn't prosecute drug dealers, and drugs are getting worse. And now you've got 50,000 to 100,000 young men and women on the streets that lost their jobs this week.
2 minutes heartbreak.
Remember, she stated that she's going to make sure that every young black man might be a felon, and she's going to try to keep everyone out of prison because she doesn't want to see a black man have a felony record.
Do you think that they can go stay at her house?
What's that?
Do you think that they can go stay at Marilyn Mosby's house?
I don't give a damn what the hell.
Well, I think she should take these people in.
She should, but she wouldn't do that.
She's never home. She's always traveling around the world. She went to Portugal on George Soros's money.
Well, then that's better yet.
Last year she spent 3 months out of the job.
It's perfect then.
Oh, pitiful, my man. You think Baltimore
They can house sit.
This is the fourth in Baltimore when they put this clown in.
And the Orioles are getting ready to leave.
And you got a 50-inch, you got a police commissioner with a 50-inch waist, and he doesn't even back his own men.
No.
50 seconds heartbreak.
But of the mayor, regardless of who the mayor is, I want to remind them, you haven't had a city council in Baltimore City who was a Republican since 1939. That's 81 years. You haven't had a mayor in Baltimore who was a Republican.
Living on a prayer.
Bob, we got a break for the news. Thank you for your call. Appreciate it. Merry Christmas to you. Of course, we'll talk to you again. Bye-bye. All right, so we're going to break for the news. We're going to come back. We're going to talk more about the mayor and his job killing and his encouragement of crime. And then we're going to talk about Hunter Biden and Bill Barr. Whose side is Bill Barr, the Attorney General, on?
Stay connected and stay informed on the #1 news talk station, Talk Radio 680, WCBM, Baltimore, and WCBM.com.
Ron, tell Pastor Lewis. News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Jason Walker. Justice Department subpoena to Hunter Biden reportedly seeks information involving
Pastor Lewis, you'll come on right away, right after the news.
including a large
Hold on.
company in Ukraine.
Hey David, how you doing?
Part of the department's tax investigation.
Very well. I wanted to ask you a question. Do you have, we were talking to Johnny Ray, and he was supposed to get the opportunity, if it was available, of the youth choir from down at Calvary Baptist. to come over Saturday for about a half an hour and sing some Christmas songs, and he has had no success in doing that. I was wondering if your church has anything like that.